All Zoey wanted was a connection.
I have lots of ideas.
Why should I listen to you?
I'm sorry, where was I?
What she got was so much more.
I think I'm going crazy. 1 second I'm getting an MRI, and next second, is it supposed to be happening? People are singing to me.
We go together.
Almost as if they were singing what they were all thinking out loud.
This is the first thing that I find interesting about you.
Zoey can hear people's innermost thoughts through song.
It's win, 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 no matter what. Wait, are you hearing a song right now?
Yes, and the music's in my head.
That is NBC hit series Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, and now I'm chatting with two of the show stars, Mary Steenburgen and Peter Gallagher. First of all, how you holding up in all this craziness?
Pretty great. You know, I'm really lucky to be quarantined with my darling, Ted Danson. So we're having quite an extraordinary moment in our lives. You know, it's full of sorrow for people who have lost people and inspiration of the heroes that are going out every day, and gratitude to everybody who's doing that so that we can all be safe.
Yeah. Peter, how you holding up?
I feel the same way. You know, knock on wood, the kids are good. My wife is good. I'm surviving, and you know, can't help but think of, like, for our own kids, their lives, and like everybody's life, suspended and interrupted and about to enter a very different world, and just think about all the people that are trying to breathe and trying to make it through this.
Yeah, it is kind of a time though with everything that's happening that, you're kind of just reflecting and puts things into perspective. Speaking of putting things into perspective, the show, you both play the long married couple, Mitch and Maggie. They aren't able to communicate on the show due to Mitch's rare neurological disease. So tell me how that plays out with the show.
Well, they can't communicate exactly as they've always, done before, because he can't speak. But because Peter is the one that played this character, really everything that he's feeling. It's really quite extraordinary. His character has a disease called PSP, which slowly immobilizes the person who has it. And we know something about what's going on in his heart because the character of Zoey, who's our daughter, sees people's heart songs. She sees what's going on inside of them, and these extraordinary musical moments happen.
And Peter, you've done extensive research on this character, right? Everyone has some sort of personal connection with the characters in the show, but this must have taken a lot of research for you.
You know, I did do the research that you do for PSP, progressive supranuclear palsy. It's a brain disease. It's kind of in the Parkinson family. It has a set of specific kind of expressions of the disease, and they change among people. But my mother, my mother had Alzheimer's disease for 20 years. And so one of the big things you keep wondering about is if the person's in there, if, you're just kidding yourself.
Yeah.
And my belief is that, I'm lucky enough with her when she died, and it was quite remarkable. And it was kind of confirmation for me that she was in there. And it was when I would, when she was about to lose all of her words entirely, I would hold her or dance with her or sing to her favorite songs, and just to make her feel loved. And she would say, her last words that she hung on to was, "That was real." And so it's, in a way, the show gives permission for people to really believe what they suspect might be true, that they are more connected than they're worried they're not.
Absolutely. It is such a fantastic show, through all the sadness and the situations that you have to go through, but it is still a fun and uplifting show. So thank you so much, Mary. Thank you so much, Peter. You two are extraordinary. And you can catch the season finale of Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist Sunday, May 3rd, right here on NBC.